What do you think of the Iran deal?
Well, it's an awful deal. It could lead to the destruction of Israel because we've now given the capacity for a nuclear weapon to a nation that has still said that they want to wipe Israel off the map, while they're, of course, chanting death to America as well. And so it's a bad deal, and I cannot countenance the president saying there was no alternative to this. I mean,
what do you think the alternative was?
Well, the alternative was to walk away from the table, to ratchet up the sanctions, and they'd come back to the table.
What we've heard from some of the administration is that sanctions, in terms of the allies, were going to go away, that China was no longer interested, Russia was no longer interested, the British felt that they had gone as far as they could go, so that if only the U.S. maintained sanctions, it wasn't going to be effective.
There's absolutely no evidence of that. This is what the president's saying to justify a bad deal. And by the way, that's part of your job as president, is to convince the allies in this that not allowing further nuclear proliferation to the greatest state sponsor of terrorism in the world is appropriate. And one last thing, the president's lying to us. The president stood up and said inspections anytime, anywhere, 24/7 access. What have we found when we read the document? The document says that we could wait as long as 24 days to get access.
How much do you think the Bridgegate scandal, as it's called, has hurt you?
You know, it's hard to tell. I could tell you that outside of kind of the New York, New Jersey area, not many people, if any, say anything to me about it. I think what hurt more than anything else was the unrelenting coverage of it. But here's the story. You know, all these months later, 3 independent investigations, all of which came to the same conclusion. I had absolutely nothing to do with it.
The U.S. attorney says that he is open to new information if it comes out in some sort of witness testimony. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's a done deal.
He did a 15-month investigation. I used to do this for a living. If you didn't find the evidence after the first 15 months, you're not finding it. Because you know why? There isn't any. I had nothing to do with it. And so, you know, in the end, I don't think the American people are going to make their decision based upon a traffic jam.